yeah, so you're a teenager, even though that music's your thing. So what's kind of what was like the next step then? Where did you end up going from there? Then?
My friend had a band. His older brothers had a band. This was Matt Nixon who started Matt and Fred's. His older brothers had a band. And then his older brothers sort of grew up, moved away, and we sort of co-opted the band. That was one of the first bands that I was in, my own. And then I sort of co-opted that sort of thing and made it sort of my own, really, and I started writing stuff for it.
Is that your big band?
No, that was way before that.
What was the band called, John?
It was called when it was his brother's band. It was called Bozo's Jazz Cellar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not that nice, but that was the name. That was what it was called. But and then we called it Money Jungle. We had a band called Money Jungle, and then wow, it's great. And I just started to get some gigs with other Manchester musicians. People wanted me to play with them,
right?
So I was playing, and that early period. What I remember about that, that was my first. Most of the things, and it's been like that ever since. I had to go to South Manchester. That's where the action was.
Right.
You know, North Manchester. I found later on, when I first moved out of my house, my mum and dad's house, I got a flat in Crumsall. And that was great. At the time, there was like a proper bohemia sort of thing in Crumsall. Just off Crumsall Lane, everybody was, it was really young. You know, didn't know what we were doing, but people were writing songs, some poetry, songwriters, just all artists. You know, all really young. You know, there's a few people there that I'm thinking of that's still doing it. There's a guy there, Brian Glancy, who was like. It became the sort of that elbow thing, seldom seen kid. That was him. He died died quite young. He had a heroin problem.
You knew him?
I did know him, yeah. So that's an example. I'm just of someone that was around that scene.
Yeah,
that got known. Unfortunately, got known after he passed away. Really.
Yeah.
But now in North Manchester, there's hardly. It's a bit of a sort of cultural desert. It's ripe for something, definitely, because like Cheetham Hill, there's so many different nationalities and stuff there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm waiting for something to come out of Cheetham Hill.
There's a bit of, there's like the Yard, isn't there? That's kind of.
Well, I've been supporting them as much as I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of stuff do you do there? Because I know Joe quite well.
Oh, that's what you're thinking about the pod. I think is that what you're thinking?
I don't know. I just whenever I go there and speak to Joe, she always brought up your name.
I did at the end of last year, there was not a lot going on, and they'd been trying to get me to do something there for like, I don't know, way before COVID.
Right.
They wanted me, and they were always saying, they were wanting me to do like a sort of Jules Holland show kind of thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
To present it, and I was like, I don't want it, that's not me, and I didn't want it to be. They kept doing that. It's like your show. You wanted to go like they were trying to get me. I don't think it was ever going to work properly because I don't think I ever really wanted that. I would have had to have wanted that. But I did give it a go from like October, and it was good. It was good. Then I got a lot busier as soon as January kicked in.
Yeah, of course.
But I did about 2 or 3 shows with them where I was doing that. In a way, it was a good. I was sort of using it as a test for me to sort of see how much. How little of a shit I could give, being on camera. Do you know, in a sense, in a sort of vanity way, and to sort of break through that, worrying about, how am I coming across? How natural can I be?
Bollocks to all that.
Exactly, exactly. But, I, in the past, I've always been very sort of camera shy and just not really been a bit sort of intimidated by that sort of thing. When I was younger, do you know what I mean?
I get that, man. I mean, I was like that when we started this podcast. It was an idea for I think we were going to do like a Movember thing. We're like, right, we'll do this. We get different artists on.
Yeah.
I remember chatting with James, and then they're like, right, we need someone to host it. And James was like, you're going to do it. I was like, am I going to do it? I just threw myself into it, and you just like, I think you just have to give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? You have to genuine, don't you? Otherwise, it's just like...
And when you're ready to leap into anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a brave thing, and I think to me, it's a sort of necessary thing if you want to grow, is you have to have the capacity to recognize when it's the right time to jump beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah.
If you never jump beyond your comfort zone, you're not really going to grow. And I have always done that. I have always, there's a couple of like tours that I've done in my life, where I've just jumped into the unknown. Just jumped in. I'm going to do this music. I've never done this kind of thing. I'm just jump in this van with people. Going to go around the world. God knows what it's going to be like.
So what sort of artists and stuff was that with?
When that sort of thing, when I've jumped into something unknown, I did this really good tour like 1999 with this guy DJ Vadim, and he had this band of Russian percussion. So it's like a hip hop tour. We went all around Europe, Eastern Europe as well.
Right.
So I was playing live keys and like the bass line. We had two DJs who were providing some of the rhythm, the drums. They had a beatboxer, Killer Keller, who was got quite famous, and then an MC. He's brilliant. It was one of my. I really made a good friend. There's a guy from Washington called James. He was Blue Room. So I learned a lot on that, because I hadn't really been in the hip hop thing. Because my thing had always been live music, and playing and soul and jazz and rock and whatever.
Yeah.
And the hip hop thing, it's like, that's just playing records. You know what I mean? And words on top of it. But I kind of got into the Vadim with his music, but it was, it was a leap into the unknown. It was like, and I really felt grateful, after I'd done it, because especially going around Eastern Europe, it really showed me what it was really getting into the hip hop. I mean, even the guys that we were on tour with, they'd come from like the original sort of mostly London hip hop scene, but when it was proper, they'd felt it it wasn't the bullshit kind of, bling and hose kind of thing that the record industry made it into. They'd got into it because it was real and it really felt like something in a community based, really. And then to go around Eastern Europe, you felt what it meant to people, all these kids, and there'd always be the artwork that was with it and the dancing and just this culture. I recognised it for what it was then, as a church almost, like jazz, but like a younger version. Like anything drum and bass, they form these kind of, it's a community situation, So, but yeah, I didn't. I learned about the background of hip hop and everything from just being in the van with them playing tunes constantly in the van.
Yeah,
and it's great, because you're feeling their enthusiasm. But yeah, that was definitely a leap. Yeah, so every now and again, it's good to do something like that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at RecRooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our RecRooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.